Hi, I'm Kirsten, and today I'm going to show you how to do a purled longtail cast on. If you're familiar with the traditional longtail cast on, this is pretty much just the opposite of that. The traditional longtail cast on will give you a knit stitch. The purled longtail cast on, just as the name says, will create a purl stitch. And I like this for working garter stitch in the round because it makes that first round of garter stitch, the cast on round will be a purled round, and it gives a nice clean edge. And I'll show you here, I've made a couple of swatches. This first one, I used the traditional longtail cast on, and you can see on the very lower edge, there's almost like a twist or a braided looking piece. Hopefully my camera is focusing enough so that you can see that. And on this swatch where I used the purled longtail cast on, you can see that that first round, that bottom edge, is just a nice, clean, purled round. So both of these work. I like this one particularly because it looks clean, but you can really do it either way. Today we're going to talk about this one, the purled longtail cast on. So let's get started. So just like with the traditional longtail cast on, we're going to make a slip knot. Going to have a tail that's long enough to cast on all of my stitches. So make sure you have a nice long tail. That's why it's called longtail cast on. I'll put that slip knot on my needle, making sure the tail is to the front. To set up, we make a triangle shape by putting the working yarn, the yarn that's coming off the ball, over my index finger, and the tail is going to go over my thumb. Now, if I were doing a traditional longtail cast on, I would twist this, make a loop on my thumb, go into that loop with the needle, and pull the yarn that's on my index finger through. And that's a traditional longtail cast on, which creates a knit stitch. Since we're going to do the exact opposite of that, this time I'm going to twist my index finger and make a loop on my index finger. You can see the yarns, hopefully you can see the yarns crossing over. Let me do that again. See those yarns crossing over there? That makes the loop. I'm going to come from behind, insert my needle through. I'm going to pick up that yarn that's coming off my thumb from underneath. See how I'm bringing the needle tip underneath that yarn, and I'll pull it through that loop that I created on my index finger. And that's creating a purled stitch. Let me do that again. We're going to twist the index finger to make that loop, come from behind, grab this yarn that's coming off the thumb from underneath, and pull it through. Make a loop, coming from the back, tip the needle goes underneath the yarn that's on the thumb, pull it through. Do a few more very slowly here. If we see if I can bring that up to the camera, and you can see the purl ridges there sitting on the needle. The other side, if I were to flip it over, actually looks just like a regular longtail cast on. But if we do this for working in the round and we use the purled longtail cast on, it puts our working yarn where we want it to be when we join to work in the round. So just flipping it around doesn't really do that for you, but if we work the purled longtail cast on joined to work in the round, your yarn will be in the right place to begin knitting, and you can just knit your first round. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope you'll give this one a try.